Now, we all at some point have experienced trash talking in a game, whether it was Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, whatever it is, but in my case, it was Roblox. And this incident is one of the reasons why I do not use Discord anymore. Now, before we begin, please like this video and subscribe for more future content. Now, let's get straight to the point. Now, this incident took place around 2021 or 2022 when I was around 13 years old. And back then, I used Discord a lot often as it was a way to communicate with my IRL friends and a couple of friends I made on Roblox. I remember I had this one group chat with 2 of my closest friends I knew from school and 2 I met on Roblox. Now, I made a lot of memories with these people, but unfortunately, as of today in 2025, I'm only friends with one of them, which is my friend from school. Anyways, now we used to have this thing where we would always call on Fridays and Saturdays. And these calls would often last like hours, and I believe the longest was like almost a day. Yeah, I was so chronically online back then, but don't worry, I touched grass, okay? Usually, we would play Roblox, or one of us would either share a screen and do completely random things. Now, in this one particular day, we were on call and we were playing Roblox. To make the story a little bit easier, I'm gonna just refer to them as James, Sarah, Leah, and Chloe. And I believe we were playing Breaking Point or Jailbreak. Yeah, never mind, it was actually Jailbreak. Now in Jailbreak, there's a prisoner and cop team, and it's basically just like cops and robbers, and we were on the prisoners team. Now, we were having fun, doing the usual, and I believe one guy like arrests me in the game and just completely starts trash talking. And of course, I wasn't gonna let that slide. Hell no. Now, me and the group eventually find the dude and basically spawn kill him the entire time and annoy him, just for the fun. He eventually gets pretty annoyed, of course, and we start arguing with him. And then all of a sudden, he just calls up his friend joins the game, and his friend just basically starts exploiting. He was using some auto arrest script, which wasn't really working, and honestly was actually pretty embarrassing too, because like, how do you cheat and still lose? So yeah, we kept on calling him stupid, basically arguing with him, especially the fact that he legit had to get somebody to cheat with him. Like, how do you, no, genuinely, like, how do you cheat and still lose? That's actually pretty embarrassing. So keep in mind, during 2021, especially in Roblox, voice chat wasn't really a thing, nor did it exist. So instead of being a keyboard warrior sometimes, or maybe somebody would get tired of typing to argue with people, most people would move their argument on Discord calls. And this was often referred to as a mic up. So the main guy who started the fight, who honestly I'll just call Jake, and his exploiter friend, who I'll just call Scripter, were basically spamming in the chat to mic up and go on Discord, or else we were, you know, scared or whatever. Now, me and half of my friends, except Chloe, agreed. Chloe at first was a bit skeptical about it because she has heard of people being doxxed over arguments. Now, if you don't know what doxing is when somebody finds your personal info without your consent, and even in some rare cases, these people will legit call the police on you, make a fake report, and this is often referred to as swatting. Here in the United States, where I currently live, if you swat or dox somebody, you can actually get in serious trouble. It is actually unfortunately considered a felony, and if somebody gets hurt, you can actually serve more than 10 years in prison because of this. Alright, back to the story. We basically add these guys, bring them to our group chat, and they eventually join the call. And oh my god, these guys sounded like they were 30 years old. And from what I remember, I think Jake was like 21 and Exploiter was like 23, and mind you, they were arguing with 13 and 14-year-olds. How embarrassing is that? So obviously, we could tell that these guys, in fact, did not have a life at all. Now, their insults for a 21 and 23-year-old were pretty weak. They just kept on saying how I sounded like a little boy, and I remember I told them that they sounded autistic, and I think me saying this did really set them off and make them really mad, because eventually they left the group chat and the call, but nope, they weren't done yet. They were not done yet. So the next day, I remember waking up and I saw that I got invited to a group chat with like 9 other people, and I saw they sent like 400 messages, and I was like, what the hell, what is this? Like, why did I get invited to a random group chat? I thought maybe my friend probably just like, you know, did this as a joke, whatever. And I opened it, and I saw my personal info. And I just froze. I was like, what the hell? How? Like, how? Now, in this group chat, Jake and the exploiter were spamming my home address, my dad's business info, and they were saying a bunch of slurs like the N-word and other slurs mostly towards Arabs, which I find kind of funny because I'm not even Arab. I guess they just assumed that my dad was Middle Eastern because my dad kind of does look a bit Middle Eastern, and his name is quite common amongst Middle Eastern countries. And what's even more crazier is that they even ordered pizza at my house, which is actually insane. But in the end, I honestly just blocked them, and I'm honestly just pretty glad I didn't get swatted or anything like that, because that would have been much worse. But yeah, this is honestly why I don't really use Discord much anymore. And honestly, it kind of shocks me that as of today in 2026, these guys are probably like 30 right now and maybe have kids or something, or maybe don't even get any women. But yeah, that basically sums up with this video. If you really enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more content. I'll hopefully make more story times like this, because I do have more crazier stories, and yeah, see ya!